Welcome into Bucco-booth, everybody. My name is Benson Fector, and I'll be the host of your show today. We've got all sorts of Pirates baseball to break down. The first week of regular season baseball is in the books, and we go over it all here on the best Pirates podcast out there. On Saturday, the Pirates lost to the Cardinals by a score of 9-1. Sunday, they picked up their first win, moving to 5-1. Mitch Keller with the win in that game. On Monday, the Pirates lost a heartbreaker to the Brewers, 6-5. Tuesday, they gave the Brewers a heartbreaker of their own, winning 8-6. Jeff Hartley picked up his first career win, and Nick Birdie picked up his first career save. On Wednesday, the Pirates dropped the final game of the series by a score of 3-0. And last night, Friday night, the 31st, the Pirates lost that game to the Cubs by a score of 6-3. The transactions from this week: on Monday, the Pirates optioned center fielder Jason Martin to the Pirates alternate training site while activating right fielder Gregory Polanco from the 10-day injured list after he recovered from coronavirus. On Tuesday, the 28th, the Pirates placed right-handed pitcher Clay Holmes on the 10-day injured list with a right forearm strain, as well as right-handed pitcher Kyle Crick on the 10-day injured list with a right shoulder strain. They selected the contract of left-handed pitcher Miguel Del Pozo from the Pirates' alternate training site and recalled right-handed pitcher Jeff Hartley from the Pirates' alternate training site. And that was the week that was Pirates baseball. A little bit of bad news and some injury bugs with the Clay Holmes and Kyle Crick injuries, but Jeff Hartley has looked pretty solid out there on the mound. Del Pozo has had mixed results in his first two outings as a Pirate. Really not too much to get excited about with Del Pozo, but we've got a mailbag question to answer as we begin today's show from Amir. He wants to know, is it time to move on from Gregory Polanco? And quite simply, Amir, no, it is not time to move on from Gregory Polanco. Last night, he was 1 for 3, had a double to lead off, I believe it was the 8th inning, and scored one of the Pirates' 3 runs of the game. And Gregory Polanco, really, it's all about timing with him. There are guys like Brian Reynolds who can roll out of bed and hit, even though he hasn't done that so far to this point in the season. But Brian Reynolds can hit. He doesn't need that much time to figure it out. Gregory Polanco in his big swing, he needs a lot of reps to get his timing down, and it's finally starting to look like he's just starting to get that timing down. He's back in the lineup tonight as the Pirates have Game 2 against the Cubs. He'll be out there in right field. But once Gregory Polanco gets that timing back, he's going to get back to his 2018 level of being a very good offensive player and defensive for the Pittsburgh Pirates. All right, let's get into weekly awards. Our MVP of the week goes to Brian Reynolds, a 100 average, 2 for 20. Now you might be wondering why I picked Brian Reynolds as the MVP, the player of the week. And the reason being is that he put up a lot of good at-bats. Now I know the 100 average isn't pretty, and he only has 2 hits through the first, 7 games of the season. But all in all, when you look at it, he's been putting up good at-bats, and it's going to come. And I've said this last night when I was going over to the month of July, and the fact that we were 2-5, okay? But we had a 4.50 staff ERA, and the batting average was 177. Now that team batting average of 177 is going to come up, just like Brian Reynolds isn't going to hit 100 every week for the rest of the season. The Pirates are in a good position right now, even though the record may not indicate it. As long as the pitching can remain steady, the offense is going to come. Just give it some time. Give it some time. All right, pitcher of the week goes to J.T. Brubaker. In 2 innings, he pitched in 1 game, giving up 3 hits, no runs, no walks, striking out 4. That's good for a 0 ERA and a 1.50 whip. Now, the whip isn't where you like to see. You don't like to see the 3 hits in 2 innings, but J.T. Brubaker looked fantastic in his MLB debut. And Derek Shelton was asked in last night's postgame where J.T. Brubaker has been, and I would like to echo that question too, because the Pirates last night elected to go with a guy like Nick Turley and Miguel Del Pozo over J.T. Brubaker, who really shined in his MLB debut. And I would really like to see J.T. Brubaker get more opportunities out there on the mound and not continue to throw guys like Turley and Del Pozo when you have some guy like J.T. Brubaker, who might be able to come out and provide a big spark out of that Pirates bullpen. And he's also going to take home our Rookie of the Week. And really, with JT Brubaker, the injury last year was super unfortunate because he most definitely would have made his major league debut. He would have had an opportunity to get a significant amount of starts in the weak Pirates rotation that was the 2019 rotation. And he could have solidified himself moving into 2020. But now, at this point in his career, he's going to have to fight his way into the rotation, into the mix, out of that bullpen. And in his debut, he looked really solid doing that. 4 strikeouts against a really good Cardinals team. And that was the game on Saturday where Mitch Keller pitched great, JT Brubaker, then you had Birdie and Michael Feliz. And it was really it was the best game so far that the Pirates have played this season. And JT Brubaker was right there in the middle of that action. And again, I keep saying I want to see him get more innings and get more action so we can find out what we have in JT Brubaker. Our glove of the week goes to Adam Frazier. 25 total chances, 14 assists, 11 putouts, 5 double plays, no errors. And the Gold Glove finalist from 2019 just keeps going on and on at second base. He has really impressed so far this season. He also took home my July Gold Glove award in my estimation. And really, as we now head into August, and this is the trade deadline is August 31st, and the Pirates do fall out of contention. They're 2-5 right now. I think they're in a good spot. But if for some reason they fall out of contention this month, watch for the Adam Frazier trade rumors. And I mean, the fact that he's at second base, we'll talk about this a little bit later in the show, but the fact that they've moved Cole Tucker out to the outfield and not Adam Frazier might lead credence to the fact that he may be traded in the month of August. We will see, but still good stuff this week from Brian Reynolds, JT Brubaker, and Adam Frazier. Once one of the most dominant pens in baseball has fallen from grace in just a few seasons. So far, how has the pen fared, and what could its future be in 2020? Back in 2018, the Pittsburgh Pirates had a terrific bullpen. It was probably their biggest strength, as the pen was usually shut down where they were in the game, and it played a large role in the team recording their 4th winning record in 6 seasons. Plus, with most of the pieces they had under control for the next handful of seasons, it didn't look like they would have to worry about it for the next few seasons. Fast forward to this strange year that is 2020, and the bullpen is probably the biggest weakness for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Injuries, factors out of the Pirates' control, and players who were key cogs to that 2018 pen, like Kyle Crick and Richard Rodriguez, are now making that season look more like a fluke, are making this bullpen struggle to get by. Currently, the Pittsburgh Pirates have closer locked down. No question, Nick Birdie has been outstanding and absolutely shut down so far. While it is just 2 innings, Birdie has struck out 4 of the 6 batters he's faced this season, while he has been the fill-in closer for Keone Kela. He's probably the long-term answer for the 9th inning for now. Jeff Hartley has also looked solid in the very few innings he has pitched as well. Despite giving up 5 hits in 3 innings, his sinker and slider are showing some impressive movement, and he could eventually be one of the Pirates' lockdown setup options. JT Brubaker looked amazing as well in his debut game against the Cardinals. In just 2 innings of work, he allowed 3 hits, but struck out 4 batters and didn't allow a free pass, all while showing some really good stuff. However, given that Brubaker was originally a starting pitching prospect, it's still up for debate whether he belongs in the bullpen or in the rotation. Both Michael Feliz and Chris Stratton have had a bit of trouble with their control, but both are still showing they have the potential to be solid out of the pen. Stratton has seen his already impressive fastball spin rate increase even more, from 2,498 RPM in 2019 to 2,523 RPM so far in 2020. Plus, he's also put more horizontal break on his slider. Feliz, on the other hand, looked really good in his first outing of 2020, striking out 1 Cardinal in 1 inning and allowing no base runner, but gave up 2 hits, a walk, and 4 earned runs against the Brewers. However, the rest of the bullpen has struggled. Lefties Miguel Del Pozo and Nick Turley have combined for just 3 1/3 innings of work, but have surrendered 7 walks and 6 earned runs. Their only lefty in the pen of Robbie Erlin has been solid, striking out 5 and allowing just one batter to reach base via free pass so far in his 3 1/3 innings, but has given up 5 hits. It remains to be seen which Richard Rodriguez we will see in 2020. His first game of the year did not give many fans confidence as he gave up a 2-run home run to Paul DeJong, which ended up being the game-winning runs. But since then, he hasn't allowed a base runner and has struck out 3. He's also shown a lot more movement with his slider than in previous years, but he still should be given a short leash, as not only did he struggle mightily in 2019, but also has a 98.7 mile-per-hour opponent exit velocity so far this year. So far, the Pittsburgh Pirates have had 2 relief pitchers go in the injured list, that being right-handers Kyle Crick and Clay Holmes. Something was clearly wrong with Crick this year as his fastball was struggling to get above 90 miles per hour. This was a guy who consistently sat in the 95 to 96 mile per hour range in 2018 and 2019. If he can't regain his velocity after he returns, Crick's days with the Bucks might be numbered. But Holmes is a big letdown. He was seen as one of the potential long-term building blocks for the bullpen. In the one game he did play, he allowed just 2 hits in 1 1/3 innings and struck out a batter while showing some really impressive stuff. Plus, considering he was pitching to his strengths, using his curveball and not once throwing his hard-to-control fastball, it seemed he was turning a corner. Currently, the Pittsburgh Pirates bullpen is bare bones, and many of the players in the pen are unreliable in close games. Should they bring up guys like Nick Mears and Blake Cederlin yet? While that would be awesome to see the future of the bullpen with Mears and Cederlin setting up Birdie, there's no point in rushing them in a season like this. We'll see the bullpen rise once again, with Birdie, Mears, Cederlin, Hartley leading the charge, and other potential names like Blake Wyman and John O'Reilly being potential factors into the creation of the Shark Tank 2.0. But the Pirates are in no position to compete. Right now should be a time to test things out and see what works and what doesn't. Experiment a little. Give guys who usually wouldn't have a shot a chance to see what they can do before they turn to some of their top prospects. I would like to see them give some of the more lesser names in their system, like Cody Ponce or Braden Ogle, both of whom are on the taxi squad, a chance. After all, they are fringe guys who may or may not play a role in the future of the Pirates, and this might be the best time to try them out. The Pittsburgh Pirates have a long history of fantastic ball players, but who are the best when it comes to picking up the lumber? Not long ago, we went through and made the Pittsburgh Pirates' all-time defensive lineup. But what about the other side of the baseball? Who are the best offensive players the Pittsburgh Pirates have ever had man each position on the diamond? Well, today, we are going to answer that question for you. Today, let's construct the all-time Pittsburgh Pirates offensive lineup. They've had plenty of outstanding hitters throughout their long storied history, and some names you might be surprised to find on here. Like with any list comparing players from different eras, I will be using stats such as OPS Plus and WRC Plus. They are both adjusted for factors such as park factors and era. Obviously, a .500 slugging percentage means 2 different things in 1920 and 2020. And that's what OPS Plus and WRC Plus adjust for. Also, if a player has played a lot of games with the Pittsburgh Pirates, they'll be weighed heavier than one who played fewer years. So, without further ado, let's get into our first position on the diamond. That position being the catcher. I've got catcher Jason Kendall. Jason Kendall's batting profile is one you no longer see that often. Kendall wasn't a big power hitter with a career .418 slugging percentage and .112 isolated slugging percentage, but he was a fantastic contact, get-on-base hitter throughout his career. With the Pittsburgh Pirates, Kendall had a .306 average, a .387 on base, and a .418 slugging. He leads all Pirates catchers in OPS and is second to Fred Carroll in WRC+, 113 to 130. However, Carroll had just 2,518 plate appearances with the Pirates, while Kendall had 5,283.